the ballpark of $20 trillion. And so the only way this works out is if we somehow convince these giant energy companies and nations with entire economies built on fossil fuel extraction to somehow leave it behind, to give up their claim on $20 trillion of wealth, to leave that money in the ground. What do you think the chances are of that happening? It's not an optimistic prospect. In fact, in all of history, there's really only one time anything even remotely like that has ever happened. 1865, the end of the Civil War and the liberation of the slaves. Now, before we go any further, I am not comparing slavery to the burning of fossil fuel. The evil of slavery is specific, distinct, and incomparable. The only thing comparable to slavery is slavery. This isn't about that. It's about a basic question of political economy. What does it take to make concentrated, powerful interests relinquish their wealth on this scale? In 1860, slaves, which were considered property in the South, in fact, represented about 16% of the total household assets of the entire country. They represented nearly half the total wealth of the South on the eve of the secession. Historian Eric Foner told me in 1860, slaves as property were worth more than all the banks, factories, and railroads in the country put together. In today's terms, a stunning $10 trillion. Again, I'm not talking about the moral price tag, which is incalculable. I'm talking about what the economic value of slavery meant to the economy of Southern slaveholders, and that economic value was about $10 trillion. And those slaveholders, the slave power, feared they were going to be forced to give it up. What followed was the bloodiest conflict this nation has ever seen, and 600,000 people dead. So,